All right, so it is June 9th, 2018, and my husband and I and our 3 kids are living in Tatahi Bay, New Zealand, when I get the news of the untimely and tragic death of chef and author Anthony Bourdain. Now, as I can hear you respond, that many of you have heard his name or seen episodes of No Reservations, or if, like me, and entwined in the restaurant world, you've read his book, Kitchen Confidential. So to me, he was much more than just a chef and author. He introduced me to a world of travel that I am forever grateful. I vividly remember my dad and I sitting and watching episodes of No Reservations and bonding over Anthony eating escargot in Paris, or blood sausages in London, or the unforgettable balut in the Philippines, which was a fertilized duck egg. That episode sticks with me forever. But he had a magical way of making you feel like you were a friend. And he loved all aspects of food. The nostalgia of just a ham and cheese toastie, or the l'art de vivre of a Sunday meal with a family. I just felt like he had such a way of making everything seem accessible to the everyday person. I personally started my traveling when I was 19, and I left good old Lancaster, PA, for 4 months of independent travel across Europe. I like to say that I eat my way through countries because, like Anthony, I have a deep passion for the culinary world and to connect with locals through food. So in my travels, I have learned to cook dal from vegans in Australia. I have eaten green curry on beaches in Thailand. I have been invited into a Kenyan family home for the beef stew, and it stuck with me until still to this day. I use those flavors and concepts in my cooking at home and professionally. In 2011, I had a 1-year-old named Oscar, and he and I were going to take an adventure. We were going to San Francisco to hang out with my brother, who lives in Petaluma, and we were going to participate in the Bay to Breakers race. It was a 12-kilometer race from the bay to the ocean. My brother and I had done this before, but it would be the first time trying to push a stroller up those hills in San Francisco. We made it, we concluded the race, and then upon the end of our journey, Oscar and I headed back to the airport. As we rolled up to the desk, I had Oscar on my back, a carry-on on my front, and my luggage that was trailing behind me. The lady at the desk informed me that my bag was overweight. Now, to me, it seemed pretty logical, since I was traveling alone with a baby on my back, that my bag might be a little heavy. But she insisted no, I had to take things out of the bag. So there in the airport with the baby on my back, trying to dig through our luggage and avoid the dozen or so bottles of wine that I wrapped up in my clothes, I gathered our things and put them in this trash bag, clear, flimsy trash bag. She said, great, took my luggage and sent us on our way. So here I am going through the airport with the baby on my back, the carry-on on my front, and now the addition of a trash bag full of clothes. When I see in front of me Anthony Bourdain coming right at me. And this was a moment I just could not believe. What am I going to do? 5 years earlier, and I would have run and jumped on him. But with the baby on my back, I thought, okay, this might not be that logical. So I was like, okay, I have to follow him. So Oscar and I start making our way trying to follow Anthony Bourdain, when I glance behind me and see that we are leaving a trail of our belongings all through the airport. Winnie the Pooh onesies, lacy underwear, cloth diapers, all trail behind me. The bag has ripped, and everything is on display for the world to see. At this moment, I look and I say, okay, I've got to pick one. Do I follow Anthony, or do I gather my belongings off the floor? I can't say if I made the right decision or not, because 7 years later, upon learning about his death, it didn't feel like I made the right decision. But as I stooped down to gather up our clothes, a Dunkin' Donuts employee came by with a nice big black hefty trash bag and helped me put all of our belongings back in. And that will be the day that I almost met Anthony Bourdain.